Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're really diving into a book that's changed how a lot of us think about getting things done. Deep Work by Cal Newport.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It really is.
Yeah.
And look, if you already know the basics, our mission today isn't just a recap. We want to pull out the surprising bits, the why behind it all, and the really practical stuff that can actually help you cut through all that digital noise.
Mm-hmm.
Because, let's face it, trying to focus, it feels like swimming upstream against a flood of notifications, doesn't it?
It really does. It's a constant battle. And what's so interesting about Newport's approach is, well, he doesn't just call deep work a skill.
Right.
He frames it as a genuine superpower in today's world. His whole argument is that the ability to really concentrate, like without distraction, on hard mental tasks,
Yeah.
that's getting rarer.
And more valuable because of it.
Exactly. Incredibly valuable. It's that edge, that competitive advantage that, honestly, a lot of people are looking for, even if they haven't put a name to it yet.
And it's a struggle most of us know all too well. Remember Sonia from the book,
Yeah.
the software engineer?
Oh, yeah. The classic example.
Her days were just emails, meetings, pings, constantly busy. She was working hard, putting in the hours.
And not getting the big stuff done.
Precisely. The impactful work, the creative solutions just weren't happening. That feeling of being busy, but somehow still unproductive.
I've definitely had days like that.
You sent a ton of emails, but feel like you've achieved nothing major.
We all have.
And Sonia realized, didn't she, that the shallow stuff, the busy work, it's easy. But the deep work, that's hard, it's rare, and it's where the real value is.
That nails it. And just so we're clear, Newport defines deep work as basically focusing without distraction on something cognitively demanding for a good stretch of time.
The kind of work that really pushes you mentally.
Right. It stretches your brain, creates genuinely new value, and that's totally different from shallow work. That's the other stuff. The non-demanding tasks, logistical things, often done while you're distracted. Think routine emails, admin stuff, constantly switching between tasks.
Context switching, yeah. Killer.
Totally. So Sonia might have been at work for, say, 10 hours, but maybe only a tiny fraction of that was real high-value, deep work.
Which makes you ask yourself, doesn't it? When you say you're busy, how much of that time is actually truly productive in that deep sense?
It's a crucial question for everyone listening.
Okay, so if that feeling is familiar, if you're thinking, yeah, that's me, where do we even begin? How do we start cultivating this superpower? What's the first step Newport talks about?
Well, the first big principle, and maybe the most fundamental, is to work deeply. And the key way to do that, create deliberate rituals.
Rituals, okay.
Yeah, the insight here is pretty profound, actually. Our willpower, it's limited, it runs out.
Like a battery.
Exactly. So just trying to force yourself to focus, to push through distractions, using sheer determination, it's usually a losing game.
I can relate to that.
So rituals are like, they offload the decision-making. You pre-decide your time, your place, the rules for your deep work session.
So you're not wasting energy just trying to start.
Precisely. You save that mental energy for the tough task itself instead of burning it, resisting distractions, or figuring out when and where. It's like setting up a mental force field around that time.
Okay, I like that, force field.
So Sonia, for instance, she carved out that specific block, right? 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every morning, non-negotiable.
And during that time?
Phone silenced, email closed. Just focused on one big project. Now, it was tough at first, definitely. But by taking away the choice, the constant temptation to check this or answer that, she built a pathway for sustained focus.
Yeah, I can totally see how just removing those little decisions would be huge. A game changer. We make so many tiny choices just getting ready to work. Okay, so that's rituals. But then Newport throws another curveball, challenging a really ingrained habit. That's principle 2. Embrace boredom.
Ah, yes. This one often gets a reaction.
It really hits home for me. I mean, my thumb practically moves on its own towards my phone if I'm in a queue or there's like a 2-second lull.
You and millions of others, we're just so wired for constant input now.
So how does he suggest we actually do this? Embrace boredom. It feels so counterintuitive, almost unnatural now.
It is counterintuitive in our current culture, and he doesn't pretend it's easy. But the deeper point is this. That constant need for stimulation, always filling quiet moments with a screen, it actually weakens your brain's ability to focus deeply when you need it.
So you're saying it damages your focus muscle.
That's a great way to put it. It atrophies the focus muscle. Embracing boredom isn't about self-punishment. It's like deliberate training. You're rebuilding that attention muscle.
Yeah.
You're teaching your mind it's okay not to have constant input, to just be with your thoughts. And that makes it stronger, more resilient to distractions when you actually need to buckle down and concentrate.
So what did Sonia do? How did she practice this?
She started small, took intentional no-screen breaks. Maybe a 10-minute walk leaving the phone behind, or just sitting quietly for a bit. It wasn't about relaxing necessarily, but intentionally letting her mind be unoccupied.
Training it to handle the quiet.
Exactly. Strengthening it for the real deep work session.
Okay, so it's like cognitive weightlifting.
Yeah.
Building that mental strength, which ties right into the next principle. And this one feels, well, pretty radical for a lot of us. Quit social media, or at least seriously limit it.
Yeah, this is where he gets really sharp about evaluating our tools.
The value cost thing he talks about.
It is. And look, it's not about saying social media is inherently evil or anything.
Wow.
It's about doing a really ruthless, honest assessment. Newport basically says you need to ask, does this specific platform directly and significantly help me achieve my most important goals, professional or personal deep work goals?
Or is it mostly just noise?
Or is it mostly a source of distraction that shatters your focus and just eats up time you could use for deeper things? If the answer isn't a clear, strong yes to the first question,
Then the cost might be too high.
the cost in fragmented attention, in lost deep work time, probably outweighs any minor benefits. And he argues that just turning off notifications often isn't enough. The pull, the temptation itself, drains mental energy.
It requires being brutally honest with yourself about what really serves your most important work.
Absolutely. Brutal honesty.
Okay, that honesty is tough, but the logic,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. If a tool isn't really pulling its weight for your deep goals, the distraction cost is massive.
Mm.
Which brings us to the last key principle. Drain the shallows.
Mm-hmm.
This is about finding and just ruthlessly cutting down on those low-value tasks, right?
Mhm.
The endless emails, the random chats, the meetings that could have been an email, all to make more room for deep work.
That's the idea.
But okay, how do you actually do that? How do you
Right.
spot the shallow stuff and minimize it without, dropping important balls or upsetting colleagues?
It comes back to being deliberate. It's about structuring your time proactively instead of just reacting to whatever lands in your inbox or whoever grabs you in the hallway.
Taking control of the schedule.
Exactly. Newport talks about things like fixed schedule productivity, deciding you'll finish work by a certain time and fitting everything in, or time blocking.
Where you assign specific blocks for specific types of work.
Right. You actively schedule your deep work blocks first. Then, the shallow stuff, you batch it, handle it in predefined shorter periods, or you find ways to streamline it, quick replies, setting clear expectations about response times, saying no sometimes.
So what did Sonia do here? How did she drain her shallows?
She started identifying like the 2 or 3 really critical brain-heavy tasks for the day. Those got her prime deep work blocks.
Right.
The other stuff, emails, admin, got batched into the gaps or handled quickly later on. She set boundaries, and the result for her wasn't just feeling less swamped.
No, it was more than that, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was huge. Within months, she wasn't just less stressed. She became a top performer, got promotions, landed new, way more interesting projects.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful example of how applying these principles actually translates into real-world career success. Tangible results.
So if we boil it all down, the core message from this deep dive into deep work seems to be that Newport gives us these, concrete ways to get our focus back.
Actionable principles, yeah.
And really boost our productivity. It's like a map for turning all that effort we put in into actual high-value results.
Yeah.
It shows that, especially now, with all the distractions, focus really is a kind of superpower.
It truly is. And the amazing thing is, it's not just theory. When you actually apply these ideas, building those rituals to save willpower, embracing boredom to build focus, being ruthless about your digital tools, pushing shallow work to the
You
margins,
see real changes.
you see the kind of results Sonia did, becoming a standout performer, getting those promotions, working on cooler stuff. It underlines that this isn't just about feeling less busy, though that's nice too. It's a real path to potentially doubling, maybe even tripling, your truly impactful output.
2 or 3 times. That's significant. Okay, so here's something to leave you with, a final thought to chew on.
Mm-hmm.
How might your life change not just your work, but maybe your whole relationship with information, with your own thoughts, if you intentionally sought out little moments of, let's call it, productive boredom.
Instead of reaching for the phone.
Exactly. Waiting in line, walking somewhere, that first coffee in the morning. What if you just didn't fill the space? What if you let your mind wander? Or just be quiet? Think about your own habits. Where could you find or create those unexpected moments for deeper reflection or just quiet? Something to think about.